Everybody, welcome to the Monday meditation. This week we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be taking a look at a story instead of a single verse. So we're going to be looking at 1 Samuel chapter 17. We're going to be starting at verse 50. We're just going to read one verse because it kind of summarizes the story. On Wednesday, we'll read some more of it to kind of get a better understanding of what we're talking about here. But the story of the week is the story of David and Goliath. So it's 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 50. So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and stone and struck the Philistine and killed him. There was no sword in the hand of David. So I think there's three key things we get out of that verse, you guys already know. First and foremost, David shows us here in this verse what it means to be brave. David's probably terrified in the story, but the Bible doesn't explicitly say it. But I can imagine a young man going to face a well-armed, well-equipped giant who has massive weapons and is just ready to take him on. Not to mention the pressure on David, because if David loses here, the Philistines get to conquer the Israelites. There's a lot of pressure on David to face this giant and succeed. But David is confident because he knows what God is going to be able to do through him. And because he faces that fear, he overcomes that fear. And that's really what bravery is. It's not about not having fear at all. It's about facing the fear and overcoming it. Which leads to the second point, which is that David doesn't overcome that through like a conventional means. He uses a pretty small thing. He uses a slingshot and some stones to achieve an amazing feat. And I think that reminds us to never underestimate the power of a small little change in our actions. Maybe it's doing a chore before our parents have to even ask us, or maybe it's even after they've asked us a couple times, instead of having to have them remind you again, you go do it. Or maybe it's, even just opening the door for somebody or smiling at somebody. These are all small little things that maybe we can kind of say, oh, well, that's no big deal. But really, they'll stack up on top of each other and help somebody really have a great day. Or, second of all, even that little small thing may not seem like a big deal to you, but to that person, it may be the thing that made their day. Maybe it's a reminder that there's still people who are kind and good in this world, or maybe it's just what they needed to see, somebody's smiling face. These little small things can be awesome changes for people's life, for people's days, to help them just have a better day. And that leads to my third point, which is that God works through unconventional means. So we never want to underestimate the power that we have as individuals, the influence we can affect on other people's lives as individuals. So this story, the story of David and Goliath, teaches us a lot about how to live and show love and grace and care and bravery to the people around us. So I encourage you to spend some time with the story of David and Goliath this week. We'll talk about it some more on Wednesday, and we'll see you then. Thanks. Bye-bye.